So I'll give you 2 examples of those problems. Okay, let's say there's 3 students in a 3 children in a family who all get a certain amount of pocket money, and let's say that I don't tell you what their pocket money is, but I do tell you that in 1 month I triple. Let's say there's 3 kids, Jim, Mary and Ailsa, and in the first month I triple what Jim gets, and the total pocket money I have to pay out is 15. So if I triple Jim, the total bill is £15. If I triple what Mary gets, the total bill is £5. And if I triple what Ailsa gets, the total bill is £40. And the question for you is, what's the mean pocket money that these 3 kids get in a regular month? Okay, well, this is an example of the naming, stating and equating strategy. You say let Jim's be J. Shouldn't use dittos in maths, so I'm just trying to save time. Okay, so what's a good equation that expresses the fact that the total pocket money, if I triple Jim's, is 15? Lauren, can you tell me what would be a good way of expressing that?
3J plus M plus A is 15.
Okay, does everyone see why that's wise? Yep.
I think it's mainly straight strokes.
Okay. Is that correct? Okay, so is everyone cool with that? Okay, so therefore if I'm tripling Mary's, it's this. As you can see, I'm lining everything up nicely. And if I triple Ailsa's, it's 40. Okay, now normally that's simultaneous equations, and I get you to do 3 subtractions or 3 additions or whatever, trying to get stuff to disappear. In this problem solving strategy, you do not always need to make things disappear. You can just do whatever it takes. And what I'm going to do is just do 3 additions, or 4 additions. I'm going to add them up, I get 5J. I'm going to add them up, I get 5M. I'm going to add them up, I get 5A. Add them up, you get 60. Okay? So what would be a clever thing to do now? Why not just divide everything by 5 rather, just because it's a common factor and it makes stuff simpler. So what does that basically say? In ordinary language, what have I demonstrated there?
All of that pocket money adds together equals
The normal bill is 12. So what's the mean? £4. Okay? So it's just an example of how clever things can happen when you line stuff up nicely. Give you another example. This is from Intermediate Maths Challenge, question 21 a couple of years ago. Last 5 questions of the paper usually mean it's pretty hard. I can't completely remember how to do this question, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Okay, so that question 21 there. Okay, so diagram, 2 semicircles, one neatly tucked inside the other. The diameter of the 2 semicircles are parallel. PS, that long length is 4. That's a diameter, so the radius of the largest circle must be 2. And it's just confirming to you that that point O there is a tangent touch. So basically the description in words is just confirming everything that you can see, except for the fact that that's a 2. Okay? Now, it's an extremely good idea to transfer all the important information onto the diagram, just so you can have a central repository of information. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, in order to capitalize on the all lined up strategy, I'm going to Oh, sorry, these are terrible names. Oh no, these are good names. I was about to say they were terrible names because there were already A's and B's indicating the points, but in fact there aren't, so these are good names. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do now is just some really simple stuff, but I'm going to line it up nicely. Okay, can you pick something that's really easy to work out?
Yes.
Say again?
Yes.
PS is 4, yeah? I mean areas.
Area of the whole thing.
Area of the whole thing, that's just a semicircle. The area of the whole thing is obviously what? 8 pi? Everyone good how I get that so quickly? Oh, it's not 8 pi, it's 2 pi. It's pi r squared, right? But only half of pi r squared. Pi r squared for us is pi 2 squared, so that's 4 pi, but we're only doing half of it, so it's 2 pi. Do I need to say that slower for anyone? Okay, now here's the all lined up strategy. I'm going to express that fact like this, and everything from now on, anything to do with D will be written in that column, anything to do with C will be written in that column, anything to do with B will be written in that column, anything to do with A will be written in that column. So give me something else that's easy to work out.
Do you know how long QR is?
Not directly. There's something else we know.
C.
Don't we know how long that is?
Oh, 2.
Yeah, that's 2 as well. We know how long that is as well. That's a 2. For Pythagoras, you need a right angled triangle. You sure that's right angled? Why are you judging stuff by the tone of my voice?
But it can be.
Is that a right angled triangle? Why would that be a right angled triangle?
Isn't it a semicircle?
It's a semicircle. You put a triangle in a semicircle. As long as you're using the diameter, you'll get a right angled triangle. So you're completely right. That must be a right angled triangle. So now I'm going to copy. You know how much I'm a fan of copying out triangles separately. Now we just do Dear Mr. Examiner. So x squared, this is Pythagoras. X squared equals 2 squared plus 2 squared. So x equals 8. X equals the square root of 8. Okay? So, you asked me, do we know how long it is? And we do. Come on.
C.
The area of
C.
C? Okay, what is the area of C? It's just half base times height, yeah? Remember, there's 3 ways to look at a triangle. You can regard that as the base, that as the base, or that as the base. Which is the most convenient? Can you listen, please? Which is the most convenient thing to regard that to? This, or this? Come on, say it louder, please.
The 2.
So that,
Yeah.
if that's the base, what's the height?
The other 2.
Okay, so the area of that is,
1, 2,
it's 2.
2.
We good with that? So that's me lining up my working nicely. What else can I work out?
Mr. Harris, isn't C the whole semicircle, not just the triangle?
Good point.
Don't you need to add in the internet?
Yes, you're right. Okay? Okay, come on, give me more facts, please. Can you work out the area of the semicircle? This semicircle. Can you work that out?
Yeah.
All you need to know its radius. What's its radius? Half of this fella. If you halve square root of 8 and you square it, you'll get 8 over 4. Is everyone happy with that? I'm squaring half of this. Square this, you get 8 over 4, which is 2. So what I just did was a pi r squared. So therefore, the area of that semicircle is pi. So E plus F plus C equals pi. Is everyone cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's work out A and E together. A and E is how much of a circle? It's a third? I don't agree. I think it's an eighth. Because that's 90. Which means they each have to be 45. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Now you don't need to be great at doing that in your head. You can just write it as 45 over 360 if you want. So,
Is it not a quarter?
it's a quarter of the semicircle and therefore an eighth of the whole circle. And so therefore it's pi over 2, I think. The area of the circle is 4 pi and we just divided by 8.
Mr. Harris, what's the actual question?
Work out the shaded area.
Oh,
Okay? And last one, I'm going to work out F and D. What's that? It's the same thing. Now I'm pretty much sure that we're done. Now what you do is you try and find some clever way of capitalizing on the fact that these are nicely lined up. Now we could just always add them. Does anything nice happen if we add them? What are we trying to find? We're trying to find E plus C plus B plus F. Is that right? These are the golden ones. Okay, so let's just try adding them all up. 3E plus 3F plus 2A plus ordinary B plus 3C plus 2D equals a whole bunch of stuff. What do they add up to? 4 pi plus 2. Anything else we can work out? Why not just add these guys? Two E plus 2F plus A plus C plus D. What's that? That's 2 pi. What else could we do? I have to remind myself how I did this question, sorry. I'm going to have to cut this question loose, but what sometimes happens, I mean this is a very hard question, the ones I put in your assignments are not nearly this hard. What often happens is you get something beautiful like this, A plus B plus C plus D equals 10, and you get like B plus C plus D equals 8, and because you lined it up beautifully it's obvious what A is. That's the goal here. Okay, it's just that I've got into a bit of a mess. Okay, does everyone understand why that's the absolute business?
Yeah.
Just by comparing two nicely laid out things, you can often work out what you need. Okay, so that's the all lined up strategy. Tell you another